So this video screencast is about how to write a great blog post. The majority of your assignments that you turn in for this course are blog posts, so I thought I'd give you some helpful hints on how to write these and get the best grade possible. So one of the first things you need to do is to go ahead and make sure that your blog is set up and that you have your navigation menu set up so that when you publish your blog post, that it falls into a category that is under a menu so that readers can access it. Otherwise, you can post it, but they're not going to be able to access it. I do go through this in one of the WordPress videos. I believe it's either like categories and tags or setting up menus. I don't remember what I called it, but I walk you through the step by step. Again, if you're having trouble getting that set up, please reach out, email me. I'll set up a video conference. So reviews. Half of what you're writing for me this semester are reviews. We'll be looking at different tech tools that you can use and giving you some opportunity to play with those tools and write up a review about how you feel about that tool, whether you think it would work in your classroom, pros and cons, those kinds of things. So the first thing you do is you pick your item to review. Normally I'm going to assign you choose from this or this. So 1 week you'll be able to choose from Flipgrid and Seesaw. So you'll look at both of them. We'll discuss them in class so that you have a good idea of what each can do. And then depending on the grade level that you're in or what you would like to be able to do with your class, then you would choose one or the other. I like to organize my thoughts prior to writing a blog post. I either do an outline generally or bullet points just so that I know what I need to make sure that I cover in my post. And then you need to write a well-organized paragraph at a minimum on each topic, making sure that you point out pros and cons of each item that you're reviewing. So what I mean by a topic is I'm going to use Flipgrid. So if I'm looking at Flipgrid, I can look at the educator dashboard and I can write a paragraph on that and the pros and cons of it. Then I can look at student videos and student response videos and what students can do in those videos. And then I can look at being able to assign these and integrating in any other programs with them. And then what would I use this for in my class? How do I see this being used? What would I integrate it with? What kind of lesson would I use it with? And why I think this will work for me or not work for me. And then you're going to explain which one you feel is best and why if you're comparing two. Otherwise, you've already chosen which one, so tell everybody why, what you really like about this one. And it's okay if you say, I thought I was going to like this. The more I got into it, it just seemed really difficult and clunky to use. It's not really user-friendly. And so those reviews help educators make good decisions as to what they use. So if there's something you really don't like about it, put that in there. Don't make it all sunshine and roses. It doesn't have to be all everything's great, good. And then you need to include an image or an artifact and links for each item that you review. So if you're talking about Flipgrid, you need to have a link to Flipgrid. And I would love for you to embed a Flipgrid that you created so that people can see and then leave you feedback and respond to that Flipgrid. Or if you create a presentation in Nearpod that you've used, show that. So really get in and work with these tools. The next thing you need to do after you've written all this up, you've put that image or artifact in there, you've put your link in there, is you need to tag and categorize your post. You do this so that they're easier to find on your blog and in web searches, and so that they are the topics that are all related to all of your reviews will naturally then all group together in a category called reviews. But if you don't put that category on that post, it doesn't know that it needs to be a review. So you have to tell whatever platform you're using, where does this need to go? All right, now that we've categorized and tagged our post, you need to go through and you need to proofread. At this point, if you want to have it in a Word document and send that to me, or you want to tentatively publish it but not submit it and say, hey, I published this, here's the link, can you go look at it and just let me know. I'm more than happy to proof for you if you know that that's an area that you struggle with. For me, it's hard to proof my own things because I know what I meant to say, and so my brain automatically intuits that as I'm reading it. So I send it to my mom, or I have my husband, people who don't know what I'm writing about, to read so that they can catch all those small mistakes for me. And then lastly, you want to give your post a title that will grab readers' attention. A lot of times when I'm doing a review, I give it a really basic title like Flipgrid Review. And I'm actually starting my blog back up, so I will be writing reviews. So I will give you guys links so that you have reviews to look at, so that you have an idea of how to write a good review. General blog posts. This will be the category that your RWLE falls into. You write one of these blog posts every week. So you pick your topic. In this instance, you have those 4 additional resources that we're looking at and discussing. Again, I take notes as I'm going through reading stuff or listening to podcasts or looking at things. I just make notes for me because it lets me have a concrete way to remember what I'm writing about. Be sure that you include enough detail to convey your thoughts to the reader about your topic. This is not the time to be really vague, but to be concise in your thoughts, and really convey in detail to your reader what you're discussing. Include any images that relate to your topic. Link any resources, so if it's an article, include that link. That link is in the RWLE page, unless it's to the book that we're using, and you can always link to either the EduMatch website where it's sold, or Amazon where it's sold, or just include an image of the book cover to have that there. And then reflect on what you've learned and how this would apply in the classroom, especially anything that you're like, oh, I never thought of that, or that makes a lot of sense. Anything that surprises you, causes you to make changes in your thinking of how these things apply in the educational setting. I know that with COVID-19 going on, technology seems to be a really big push right now, and a lot of educators are feeling overwhelmed. So saying, I didn't realize that there was this much that I needed to know about these things, that's going to resonate with a lot of educators because they're all feeling that overwhelming sense right now. Again, run spell check, run grammar check, have someone proofread it. I am more than willing to proofread anything. Give your post a title that grabs your reader's attention. Add your categories and tags. And then any time that you post pictures, especially if they have students or minor children, if it's students, you need to make sure that you have parents' permission to post those. The easiest thing to do is either it's a picture of the back of their head so you can't see their face, or you put like the emoji stickers over their faces or blur them out. That way you are covered. You are protecting the identity of minor children online. So here's some things that I've learned. I started doing a blog during my master's program because it was a requirement. So here's what I've learned throughout that. I type everything up in a word processor. I type everything up in a Google Doc. I just do. And then it runs spell check and grammar check for me. You can use Grammarly. What I have noticed is that if you use the free version, it is not going to catch some of those big grammar mistakes. It does not catch run-on sentences or sentence fragments. The paid versions do, but the free version does not. So that is just a warning. I, again, am more than willing to proofread anything for you. Please just don't wait till like the day it's due, because I want to be able to give it the attention that it needs for me to proof it. Ask someone else to proofread your post. If you have a friend that is really good at writing, see if they'll proofread it for you. Again, my mom and my husband proofread for me a lot. Double check all of your links before you post to make sure that they work. Keep your writing professional. This is not the time to use slang in your writing. This is the time to be professional. Use that professional vocabulary. Make sure that you use a font size and color that is readable for everybody. You're putting this out on the internet, you can get into trouble if your website is not accessible. We'll be talking about accessibility in week 2. Run an accessibility checker on your blog. I've linked one here. It's Wave, and Wave works great in Firefox or Chrome. It does not work in Safari. Does not work in whatever Microsoft's newest browser is, but it works great in Chrome and Firefox. We'll run some through Wave in the second week when we meet, just so you guys have an idea. And it will tell you if there are any issues like broken links or things like that. And that's it's a courtesy so that those people who may be using a screen reader are able to access your website and the information posted there. Professional comportment online. So this goes to your blog, to your Twitter, anytime that you're communicating in a professional capacity online. Do not use slang. This is the time to use correct, proper English. Do not use any identifying information of students, names, ages, grades, anything that could identify the student. That's why I'm asking you not to post pictures of students unless you have written permission from parents. And generally, even then, I would still put like emoji stickers over their faces, take pictures so that they only see the back of their heads, blur out their faces, something. You may use conversational language, but use proper English. Y'all and yous are not proper English. They are colloquialisms. When you're tweeting, make sure that you include the appropriate hashtag in your tweet, if at all applicable. So if you're tweeting about something that's related to EdTech, you can put hashtag EdTech. Or if it's something that's related to first grade teachers, you can put hashtag first grade, or hashtag kinder, or hashtag elementary ed, hashtag middle school, hashtag high school, hashtag coding. I mean, there's hashtags for just about everything that you would be tweeting about. And finally, be respectful. If you would not say it to someone's face, don't say it. Just general rules. And that is the end of my presentation. I hope this has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.